This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, they're going to light up the night in Freeland. See how you can help fight cancer and remember a loved one next. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Kara. Thank you for watching on SSPTV and SSPTV.com. First up, as usual, we have our headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Hazleton police are investigating a drive-by shooting. According to our media partner, the Standard Speaker, it happened around 3:52 yesterday afternoon on James Street. An occupant of a pickup truck reportedly fired shots into a home. The bullets first passed through a car parked in front of the house. No one was injured. However, a woman who was in the home with her son was taken to the hospital after fainting. A neighbor says that a school bus had passed there about 10 minutes earlier. Police don't have a description of the pickup truck, and anyone with information is asked to call Hazleton Police. Today marks the first of 4 budget work sessions for Luzerne County. Council members will meet at 5:30 in the council meeting room at the courthouse. County Manager Robert Lawton sent council a $138 million draft budget that contains an 8% tax hike. The budget deadline is December 15th. The final phase of a $7 million construction project on Route 309 in our area is underway. PennDOT spokesman James May says there will be a single-lane closure on Route 309 between Mountaintop and Wilkes-Barre for the next 2 weeks to allow for final paving. The work will take place from the top of the mountain through the rock cut to Pine Run Road at the bottom of the hill. The 1st of November will mark the final Mass for one church in our area. Parishioners of St. Joseph's Roman Catholic Church in Frackville received the news over the weekend in a letter from the Allentown Diocese. St. Joseph's is one of 3 church buildings that make up the parish following a consolidation in 2013. A survey showed that the church needed more than $45,000 in repairs. You're invited to help light up the sky in Freeland this weekend, all for a good cause. Lisa Sugart has more.
This Saturday evening, a first-of-its-kind event will take place in Freeland. It is Light Up the Night for a Cure. It is being organized by former Freeland Mayor Tammy Martin and her entire family. Tammy, thanks so much for joining us. How did this wonderful event come about?
Well, we do the dinner dance every January to help local patients who are dealing with cancer. And, you know, the more you're out and about, the more people you hear that are suffering from it. And I mean, we do the benefit and we do very well. You know, we're at the point now that this is going to be our 19th year, and so far we've already raised $87,000. But I'm one of those people, I'm always looking for ways to help that one more family. So we were sitting outside the one night in the summer when it was nice, and you know, just looking up at the airplanes and that, and I saw this thing go by, and I'm like, what is that? You know, and we're watching it, and then I realized it was one of those lanterns, and I get that look on my face, and my family's like, oh, good Lord, now, what are you thinking about? And I thought, that'd be a great fundraiser. You know, it's inexpensive. It's something that's very inexpensive that people can afford. You can come out, you can light the lantern in memory of someone. It doesn't have to be someone who's battling cancer. It could be a memory of anybody, but the money does stay local and it goes to help local cancer patients.
Well, that's really nice. And as you said, it's very inexpensive. So these lanterns are only $5?
Yes, it's $5. I'm not too sure yet, you know, what our profit on them is going to be. But I figured, you know what, I don't want to kill people on the cost of it. I want to make it that it's, you know, inexpensive, but yet the people can come out with their families and know they're helping to make a difference.
Now, if someone out there watching wants to get one of these lanterns, can they get it in advance? Do they get it the night of? What do they do?
They can contact us. Our numbers are on the screen. Or we have a Facebook page. It's called Light Up the Night for a Cure. You can contact one of us on there. You can get them ahead of time. If you want to get them before the event on Saturday, you can pick them up. We can make arrangements to meet with you and pick them up so that you can write a little message on it. And even if you wanted to purchase one but you couldn't make it Saturday night, you can purchase it, write your message on it, get it back to us. We have a great group of volunteers that are coming down with us that are going to light the ones off for the people who can't make it that night.
Oh, Oh, that's nice as well. And you said in addition to the lantern launch, your son is going to be there as a DJ. There'll be other things going on.
Yes, my son's going to be down there. The whole event's going to start at 6 o'clock. And that's going to be for, people to get there, to park, to get, down onto the field. If you didn't purchase it, you can get it there. If you want to purchase it there that night and want to write something on it, we're going to have markers and that you can do it that night. My son's going to have his DJ equipment. And then at 7 o'clock, right before the actual lantern launch, I do have Father Gary Mensinger, who is he's a very good friend of the Freeland community. He's a local boy. He's going to come down. He's actually going to bless the lanterns for us.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. I know the weather's supposed to be nice Saturday evening, so I hope you have a ton of people. And how many lanterns sold so far?
Well, when I first started the project, my hope was to sell 100 of them. If I could have sold 100, I would have been happy. Right now, we are close to 400, and I still have until Saturday to sell them. So it is above and beyond any expectations we could have ever had.
Well, I congratulate you for the work you're doing with this and helping to raise a lot of money in the fight against cancer. And it's all staying local. So if you'd like to support this great event, it starts at 6 o'clock, Light Up the Night for a Cure. It's at Delacroce Memorial Field in Freeland. And then the actual launch will take place at 7 p.m. Call Tammy if you want to get your lantern in advance or be there at 6 p.m. on Saturday night.
Thanks, Lisa. Just seeing one of those lanterns is amazing. 400 will be breathtaking. Now, the Light Up the Night for a Cure is at Delacroce Memorial Field in Freeland, the same field where the Whippets football team plays their games. Well, coming up next on FYI, our Janine Mazurkevich sits down with the foster care supervisor at Luzerne County Children and Youth in our weekly Care for Kids segment. And later in sports, we'll hear from this man, Handel's Franklin from the Harlem Globetrotters. I'd whistle that Globetrotters song, but I can't whistle. Stay tuned.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
We are at Eagle Rock Resort in the Lodge, bringing you Care for Kids every Tuesday. And today our focus is on foster care. And we are with Judy Newman. She is Luzerne County Children and Youth Foster Care Supervisor. And thank you so much for coming on FYI with us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
There is lots of information that we want to get out to the public, and a lot of that has to do with some myths about foster care. So first and foremost, there are children in need of foster care. Is it difficult to become a foster parent?
There's a drastic need for foster parents. It is not difficult. It is time-consuming, and people need to meet certain standards, but it is not a difficult process. The most important requirement is a care for children, a commitment to be a significant part of their life for as long as they're with the family. And as long as they follow the rules, it is not difficult.
All right. You've been doing this for quite some time.
I have, yes. I've been doing this for many years.
Okay, tell us about your background.
Well, I have a master's degree in counseling. I'm a licensed professional counselor. But I have been with Luzerne County Children and Youth for over 40 years in many capacities, some of which was adoption and most currently foster care. So placement work has been my primary interest.
Okay. In Luzerne County alone, how many children are waiting for foster care?
Well, they're not waiting. When we have a need to place a child, we contact the court, and children are shelter cared if it's a necessity to remove them for safety purposes. What I can tell you is that in the month of September, 270 children were placed in foster care, and at the end of last month of September, there were approximately 400 children total in foster care.
Okay, so there definitely is a need for foster parents. The goal is to have these children have some normalcy in their life, be protected, be loved. So from foster care, this can move into adoption, and that is really the goal.
Well, the goal is permanency. That's our primary goal. And what we would hope initially, and what the law requires of us, is to return children to safe environments. The ideal goal is reunification of the family. When that can't be achieved, the next priority would be permanency through adoption.
Okay.
And in that way, some foster parents do end up adopting children. And one of the reasons why we have such a dire need for foster parents is that so many of our established foster parents have already adopted children. And some believe their family's complete, so they can't accept anymore, or they have too many, they have enough children in their family. And we're always seeking new foster parents that can meet the needs of all the children that come into our care.
So if anyone wants any more information on foster or adoption, they can certainly reach out to the agencies, including Luzerne County Children and Youth. Thank you so much for joining us here on FYI, and you could join us each and every Tuesday for Care for Kids.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Big shout out to this guy hanging out in downtown Hazleton. This takes a lot of guts. He's cleaning the windows high above Broad Street at the Hayden Tower at the Markle Building, and it was a great day to be in the air or on the ground. Here's our News 13 weather from the National Weather Service. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a low around 45 degrees. And then for our extended forecast, on Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high near 67 degrees. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy, will be in the upper 40s. Thursday, 20% chance of showers, partly sunny, high of 66. Thursday night, slight chance of showers, partly cloudy. Our low will be 39 degrees. And then on Friday, it will be sunny with a high near 51. Cold on Friday night, mostly clear though with a low of 33 degrees. For our Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 53. And then on Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 42 degrees. Take it easy there, my friend. Let's go to the FYI local lottery numbers right now. I guess they're for the whole state, not just local. Your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers: pick 2, 85, pick 3, 603, pick 4, 4683, and pick 5, 13084. Lottery numbers on FYI are brought to you by Boyer Insurance Agency, with 2 locations to serve you. One in Cunningham on Sugarloaf Avenue, the other one in Nescapec on Broad Street. You can call Boyer in Cunningham at 570-788-3543 and in Nescapec at 570-752-7683. Before we go to break, let's see what's going on at McCann's School of Business and Technology.
Back here at McCann School of Business and Technology in Hazleton, we're with Jack Sheeran, and he is in charge of the Criminal Justice Department. And quite a task you have, Jack. It's a very popular major nowadays.
Yes, it is. Criminal justice is, well, I've been involved in it for 26 years as a law enforcement officer, and for the last going on 12 years, I've been teaching here at McCann. So I have an opportunity to kind of give back what I've learned over those 26 years. And the field is so open. When you look around, we have probably 18,000 police departments in this country. There's corrections at all levels. You have it at the local level, you have it at the state level, and you have it at the federal level. You have probation and parole. If that would be an area that you would like to work in. That's also at the local level, at the state level, and the federal level. So there's all kind of areas. I mean, you can go into social work from this particular field. So it's a field that's extremely diverse and wide open.
From your experience and your background, what are the biggest challenges now that law enforcement face?
Well, law enforcement right now is kind of under a lot of pressure. So for me, law enforcement is something that you kind of have to have within you, something you really love, and it's something that I try to instill in my students, that if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. So I try to instill that in whatever area they decide to go in. Law enforcement, like I said, is critical in that there are some people who like to work in uniform. There are some people who like to work outside of uniform. And people don't realize that, you know, the criminal justice field isn't just law enforcement, but some of those other areas also. But the law enforcement field is one that's, again, diverse. I mean, you can, with a bachelor's degree, you can go into federal law enforcement. It opens up the field of the FBI and DEA and alcohol, tobacco, firearms. So there's a lot of different areas from which we can work in the criminal justice area.
Okay, so if you are interested in that field, you can certainly give McCann School of Business and Technology a phone call. You're actually also a graduate of McCann.
I am a graduate of McCann. When I retired from law enforcement, I was looking for an area that would be wide open, and never knowing that it would lead to a job here. So I've been here quite a few years and absolutely love what I do.
Okay, and how long have you been here again?
It's going on 12 years.
Okay, so again, we have a lot of these program directors who have been here for a long time and also have the experience and in the background of their department. So Jack, thanks for being with us here today. Again, we're here at McCann School of Business and Technology.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Once again, it was Joe Cool Madden talking to the media after a Cubs workout and ahead of Game 4 tonight at Wrigley. With his team down 2-0 in the best-of-7 National League Championship Series, Madden made a case for changing the name of the game from baseball to pitching, how he hid from the Bishop during his confirmation so he didn't have to answer any questions, and of course he also talked about Game 4 against the Mets. He was asked about the task of facing a very good pitcher in Jacob deGrom, who is 14-8 this season with a 2.54 ERA, and countering with Kyle Hendricks, who is 8-7 with a 3.95 ERA.
Earlier this season, we played a 4-game series against the Dodgers here. The first 2 games we win against Greinke and Kershaw, and lost the next 2. It happens. You know, that's the thing about this game that's so insane. Everybody thinks you got to figure it out once in a while. I promise you, we do not. It's your best guess on a nightly basis. Sometime the reverse lock is in. Who knows? And I don't. Of course, I mean, you're looking at what deGrom has done and how he would match up almost against anybody. But that happened earlier this season, so I'm not. I know anything can happen in a game. For us, Kyle, the last game I thought he threw the ball really well. Ran into a little bit of trouble in the 5th, but he's the kind of guy, like I said, that can put the ball on the ground. We got to catch it. And then beyond that, I know there are guys really good, but we have some talented hitters also. I just have a lot of faith in our guys.
Now, several reporters also noticed the Rocky theme song coming from the Cubs clubhouse. It turns out Madden was thinking of the great comeback the Italian stallion had to make to become champion. He talked about his coaching philosophy when he was asked about it.
Here's the rub. Everybody believes that you need more batting practice, or you need more ground balls, or you need to look at video longer. I totally disagree with that. We've been doing this since February. They've been swinging the bat constantly since February. They've been taking ground balls constantly since February. If we could relax our minds and be in the present tense and go out there and play the game that we've been practicing all year, that's what I'm looking for. So the point is, you don't want to stress them out over this repetitive exercise that, honestly, I mean, it's not like other sports. We've been doing this for months. And in baseball, you need to go out there and be able to process the moment, not overthink it, definitely not get uptight about it. It's a tension-free kind of a game. So anything I can do to promote that, that's what I attempt to do.
The Cubs host the Mets in Game 4 of the NLCS on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on TBS. Well, Handel's Franklin of the Harlem Globetrotters was in our area recently, helping kids get a handle on bullying prevention. Franklin hails from Harrisburg and loves coming back to his home state. He visited 4 schools in Northeast Pennsylvania last week, preaching the ABCs of bullying prevention: action, bravery, and compassion. Here's what he had to say at the Rice Township Elementary School.
When things were occurring with me, I would keep them to myself. I mean, I would try to solve all problems on my own. And I think it's very key or important to take action and tell an adult, tell your mother, father, teacher, or principal.
You got the basketball out already. You haven't been here 5 minutes. What do you plan? You have a small space there. How do you go about a show, a performance like this?
Oh, well, all we need is a basketball and some people, so I can perform anywhere. So that's well enough room to captivate an audience and create some memories that last a lifetime.
Hope to talk to you when you come back in March. But just curious, how did you had a dream of doing this? Did it live up to it? Was it everything you thought it would be? Or you get to live your dream now?
It's even more. I've been to 77 countries around the world, had an opportunity to play basketball at the White House with the president. I've just been honored and blessed to have a great career, and I try to pass that much knowledge on to the kids and let them know that their dreams can come true too.
Handles Franklin will be bringing his moves back to Northeast Pennsylvania in March for 2 shows at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Wilkes-Barre. For more information on the shows, go to harlemglobetrotters.com. Well, our final piece of business during the sportscast is to go to the FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard. Berwick beat Hazelton area at the Lady Cougars Dig Peak fundraiser for breast cancer, and in girls soccer, Hazelton area netted 5 goals against GAR. Madison Palumbo had 2 goals and 2 assists. That's sports for tonight. I hope everyone is pumped up for the Cubs game. FYI will be right back. Right now, it's the Social Report. Happy Wing Night. It's Wing Night at Bottlenecks. Get $2 off your order of wings or all-you-can-eat wings and boneless wings for only $14.95. Bottlenecks wings are voted best wings in the area year after year.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the American Red Cross will be holding a blood drive at the Weatherly Area High School on Wednesday, October 26th from 2 to 5:30. This drive is open to the community and walk-ins are welcome. For more information, please call 1-800-RED-CROSS or check out redcrossblood.org. And one more quick announcement, the Pottsville Business Association will be holding their 13th annual Safe Trick or Treat October 29th from 4 to 6 p.m. Join them for a spooky, scary time and plenty of candy and treats. For a complete list of participating businesses, check out downtownpottsville.org. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Mary Blass of Freeland. Mass is Wednesday at 10 a.m. from the Immaculate Conception Parish at Church of St. Anne. Friends may call Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Arrangements are under the direction of the Cotterall Petrilli Funeral Home. Dr. Loline J. Sechovich, formerly of Sugarloaf Township. Arrangements will be announced by the Harmon Funeral Home. Dennis E. Petrovich of Bloomsburg. Funeral is Friday at 11 a.m. at the Trinity United Church of Christ. Friends may call from 10 to 11 a.m. George M. Danke of Drums. Arrangements will be announced by the Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home. And Anthony D. Francesco of Hazelton. Mass is Thursday at 11 a.m. in the Most Precious Blood Church. Friends may call from 9:30 to 11 a.m. The Firo Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Ted Callagher of Frackville. Ted, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
Before we leave tonight, quick correction that the Harlem Globetrotters will be at the Mohegan Sun Arena at Casey Plaza on March 5th, not the 6th. Look that up, harlemglobetrotters.com. That's it on FYI. Have a good night, everyone. Take it easy.